beautiful park, kind of central, still north Austin, kind of central, kind of close to downtown. Well, actually close to downtown. We'll be doing a silent protest today. I'll be starting off with a speech like I always do. And then from there, I'll be doing my march. And then I'll end it with another speech. And the second speech is to teach for everybody. Because if everybody is listening and learning, everybody can understand and also teach. Then we can apply those things to get a better America and get a better world. Today, there won't be as many people as there usually are. I do appreciate Hiram being out here working hard as he always is. I have a few people walking with me, but there's been a lot of protests today because of recent events and because of the news of the Breonna Taylor case. And but I'm not here for numbers. I've never been out here for that. I'm out here for change, and I'm out here to teach people, show people love, and show people that, you know, no matter what you may think or what you may think you know about black people, you may be wrong. And all I want to do is, I don't want to necessarily change your opinion, because only you can do that. But hopefully I can change your perception of people with my skin color. So with that said, I'm gonna get started with a speech. And if you guys have questions later, I'm always happy to answer those questions. So I hope you enjoy the protest. It's gonna be kind of quiet for a few minutes once I start the march. But it's gonna be something different. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Thank you. Park. It is etc. again. Here to do one thing and one thing only. That thing is not to disturb your peace, because I like peace. That thing is not to change your opinion, because that's your choice. But that thing is to teach, and hopefully I can change your perception about black people. Even if your perception is already good, maybe there's something else you can learn. I don't know if you're keeping up with the things going on in the news, but I do know everything that you see on TV is not 100% accurate. And that's why I make a choice and a decision, because I have the right and the freedom to do so, to bring what you see or what you think you see to you, so you can judge for yourselves and don't have to rely on a third party. Today there won't be as many people as there were 2 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago before that, but that's okay, because I'm not out here for numbers. I am out here for justice for people who look like me and anybody else who does not have justice. I'm out here for peace for people who look like me and anybody else who does not have peace. I am out here so that people who look like me can actually have the freedom and the rights that the America says that we have, but in reality, us as black people and people of color know that. Let us have truth, which which is a whole lot. With that said, you'll hear my voice again. Hopefully you're still in the park, so you can hear my voice again. Again, I do not want to disturb your peace. I do not want to change your opinion, because that's your choice. All I want to do is show some love for my people, black people. Teach, because teaching is reaching. And hopefully you can take the same thing that I'm teaching, learn, apply it to yourself, and help me, help you change this country that we live in. With that said, now begin etc.'s silent protest.
We're still unbiased, guys. And that's the way it's gonna stay.
I'll call you back in a bit.
So for those of you that don't know, this is Denzel, otherwise known as etc. And he is hosting a silent protest. He's hosted these before. Around 20 to 30 people will show up, which is pretty typical for Austin. But today there's a lot of events happening, and a protest just ended downtown. It ended peacefully. I also attended a protest even earlier before that, which is why, like, at this moment you don't see a lot of people. The times were overlapping, but Denzel says he doesn't care about the numbers. He cares about spreading his message. And again, these protests usually happen at Mueller Lake Park in Austin, Texas. They usually walk silently when there is a bigger group with signs showing what message they're trying to put out there. So for those of you just tuning in, just remember this is a silent protest held by etc. He's walking around silently at the park just with this sign, spreading awareness of his message. So again, this is a silent protest at Mueller Lake Park with etc. Today there was a lot of overlapping protests. So currently he is the only attendee, but it doesn't matter. To him, he is dedicated to sending out the message that he carries on his sign, whether it's 100 people or just him.
Black Lives Matter.
So for those of you just tuning in, so this is a protest with etc. Who is spreading his message silently around the park about the Black Lives Matter movement, and it is a busy day today, so there's a lot of visibility.
Yeah, Black lives do matter, man.
So again, Mueller Lake Park with Denzel, otherwise known as etc., who was silently walking around the park holding his Black Lives Matter sign as a form of protest and to spread the message that he truly believes in, and he believes in staying silent. So after we finish the march, we'll ask him questions and see what some of his answers are. No, it says change my mind.
No, it says you can't.
Oh, yeah. My mistake. So that's something I noticed. It says Black Lives Matter. You can't change my mind.
I don't know why it's only a low battery and it just kept beeping, but the battery's not even low.
Oh, it's RC. It's okay until you get to like 4%. Were you live?
No.
Were you recording?
I thought you had already gone live.
No. It's okay.
I didn't realize until I brought it down. I was like, dude, this thing's not even recording.
It's okay, we'll get the drone up right now.
I can get it up if you want me to.
Yeah. And you can go live.
Even though it's at 11%?
Yeah. The remote?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go up to 10. I mean, 4. Hi, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Do you mind if I ask some questions on camera?
Sure.
So, he's hosting a silent march
Okay.
for Black Lives Matter here.
Okay.
And it's just him today. And, you know, he feels like peaceful protest is, you know, works in this kind of environment. What do you feel about the message that he's carrying and the way that he's doing it?
I think as long as you're protesting peacefully, you know, you're exercising one of America's fundamental rights. I heard his speech earlier, and you know, he's not trying to be invasive into the space, and I feel like he's been very respectful to people's privacy, but at the same time voicing his mind for a great cause.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too.
So for those of you just tuning in, Mueller Lake Park, Austin, Texas, with etc., who has previously organized silent marches before, and are typically well attended with 20 to 30 people present. But today there's a lot of overlapping events, and I believe his might be one of the more last minute ones. But nonetheless, he has decided to be out here despite that, and feels strongly about spreading his message, even if there's not a lot of people out here today.
My favorite part. Teaching. I never write anything down. I go straight from the heart because that's what I want you to feel. I'm not saying I can't write stuff down, it's from the heart, but I can't fake it if I don't write it down. I can't fake it. Give me 1 second, guys.
Can't be playing it over for enough.
Well, the wait is over. You can find out now. There has been a unnecessary, unmoral, should I say, excuse me, fight, battle, whatever you want to call it, going on for way too long. And I know you already know that. Or maybe you feel like those things don't exist. Because I've met people right here in Austin and other places who feel like the racism black people speak about isn't real. They feel like the injustice things that black people go through isn't real. It has to be another reason. They feel like people of color are just making it up. To be honest with you, I wish it was a fairy tale. I wish it was just a story that you read in the book and it wasn't real. But if you want me to speak truth and facts, the fact of the matter is, racism is still real. Black people and people of color are still not getting justice and no peace. The worst part of it all, well, let me change that. Part of the worst part of it is that my people, black people, are being killed by the same people who claim, who serve under an oath, who signed a contract. And with all the words that are in it, it basically says that they work. Let me make sure I clarify that. Work to protect and serve not just white people, not just black people, not Asians, not just Mexicans, not just Indians or anybody else, but protect and serve all of us. And something that they say every time you hear that phrase, the first thing that comes into play is protect. Now let's just talk about the protection part. If I speak facts, and if I be real, the protection is there. It is. The issue is it there for everybody? And maybe you say, well, you're a black man. If you dial 911, the police will come running just like if I dial 911. And to be honest, you will be right. The difference is what happens when they see the color of my skin. Will the oath they sign magically change because of the color of my skin? Will the oath that they sign magically change because they're having a bad day, like I've been told personally by the police out here in Austin, Texas? Will their oath to protect and serve change when they see the color of my skin because of the way they were brought up and their perceptions about people they don't understand? Like I said, the protection is there, but is it for everybody? And is it just? And is it fair? Because not one time in any law, constitution, not even in the rule books that the people who are supposed to protect and serve us follow, not one time does it says that they have the option, the choice, or the decision to choose whether you or I live or die. Unless under certain circumstances, and those circumstances have to be completely 100% justified without a shadow of a doubt. Now let's just be real. Let's talk about Breonna, because it's something that happened a long time ago, but they're just now coming out with some news. And that news is, and this is not my opinion, this is facts, and if you don't believe me, I encourage you to get on the same phone that you're holding in your hand right now. Go on Google and watch the live streams via different news channels and different people who were in Louisville when the announcement was made that, hey, with the 3 cops who went into the home of Breonna Taylor, even though Breonna Taylor didn't have a weapon on her, even though Breonna Taylor did not shoot anything and was sleeping in her bed late night, she did die by the bullets of one of those three cops. And the attorney in Louisville said that they cannot pinpoint any one of the three cops and say that, well, the death of Breonna Taylor is on their hands. Now, let's just think outside of the box a little bit and let's simplify things. If we take away the color of that skin, if we take away the color of that skin, let's say it was a newborn baby, you know? Let's say it was a pregnant lady. Let's say it was a biracial baby. Let's say it was a white baby. And let's say that that baby died by a bullet of one of those cops who entered that home. Would the story be different? If you be honest with yourself, would that story be different? Would it have taken 6 months just for them to come out and tell America, hey, we know 3 cops went inside that home. We know Breonna Taylor died. But we just don't see how we can say that one of these 3 cops killed Breonna Taylor, even though all 3 of them fired shots. Would the story be different if the color was different? That's a question that you have to answer and ask yourself. I'm sure you know the answer, if you just be real. But before I go on, let me state some facts. Some facts that you may not know that's actually out there on different news stations who are highly recommended and awarded for the truth that they put out. Now, I had a post about how this is still not justice for Breonna Taylor, and somebody commented, and I'm for all opinions and all comments, somebody commented and said, well, if Breonna Taylor's boyfriend wouldn't have shot the cop in the leg, Breonna Taylor wouldn't have died. Well, first of all, let's go to the facts. The fact is, and like I said, feel free to go look this up yourself. Fact, not my opinion. Fact is, those cops got a warrant to go search their homes illegally. You don't believe me? This is what they did. They came up with this story and said that the post office told them that suspicious packages was coming into the home of Breonna Taylor. So the cops used that story and said, this is how we're going to get a warrant to do a no-knock entry into Breonna Taylor's home in the middle of the night. You don't believe me? Go look it up. It's a fact. The fact is, even when they searched Breonna Taylor's home, guess what they did not find? They did not find any drugs. They did not find any funny money. They didn't find anything that could have made them look like they were doing anything illegal with the post office or anywhere else. That's a fact. The other fact is, the postal inspector in Louisville came out and said, hey guys, that story that the cops gave you about us telling them that we said suspicious packages was going to Breonna Taylor's home, that was a lie. We never said that. Again, do not believe me. Go research for yourself, because that is a fact that is out there for all eyes to see. Here's another fact. They also have it in reports that when they went to check on the scene at Breonna Taylor's apartment, there were evidence that had been tampered with. That is not my opinion, that is facts. Go look it up for yourself. That is facts. So when I read the comment of the person who said, well, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend should have never shot the cops, I did not respond. I did not respond because I wanted to come out and say this first. But I'll definitely go back and respond to that comment. But when they said that, the first thing I wanted to say, well, first of all, actually, the cops should have never been in Breonna Taylor's home because they did it illegally. They got a warrant illegally. They made up a lie with the post office. They didn't find anything illegal in Breonna Taylor's home, and they tampered with the evidence at the scene. Now, I don't see anything that they did wrong. Even if you say, well, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend still shot. If you was at your home, sleeping in your bed, some people came in without warning. Even if they knocked on the door, does that mean that you're going to hear that knock? When they break into your home and you wake up to people in your home with guns, do you think your first thought is going to be to throw your hands up? Do you think your first thought is going to be to say, I didn't do it? Do you think your first thought, if you're sleeping in your home and 3 people are busting into your house, into your apartment, do you think your first thought is going to be, well, just take me away to jail because I haven't done anything? No. I guarantee you, if I asked any black man, white man, Mexican man, Indian man, Asian man, if somebody broke into your home late at night, what would you do? And I'm pretty sure their answer, just like my answer, and just like your answer, will be to protect what is yours. To protect yourself, your life, and your family, which is what he was doing. So, if your opinion about Breonna Taylor's case is still kind of cloudy, or you feel like what the cops did was justified, then the facts that I just gave you, I encourage you to get on the same phone that's in your hand, that's in your pocket, and go look up the facts that I just gave you. And then make your decision on whether or not Breonna Taylor has justice. With that said, to all my black brothers and sisters and my people of color who are out here, I just want to say something that maybe a random person, a random black person, a random person of color or non-color hasn't said to you today. And that is this. I love you and I appreciate the skin that you are in. I also want to say that one of the worst people or a group in America to be discredited, misjudged, have no justice, no protection, and no love are my black sisters. And I just want to say to all of the black sisters who are out here and who are watching right now, that the only thing you need to, or the only way you should see yourself when you wake up in the morning and look in that mirror with no makeup on, your bunnet on, with that black skin, you should wake up and say, I am a queen today and forever. And no matter what they say and how they look at me, that will never change. So to my black sisters, wear your crown on your head. Hold your head high so that your crown doesn't fall. And know that there are people, and and myself who appreciate you. I also want to say this. I know some people think that, oh, when we say Black Lives Matter, we're excluding people, but that's not the case. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Let's simplify it. That patch of grass that you're sitting next to, that stair that you're sitting on, that sidewalk that's in front of you, that building that you're next to, that rock, that tree, if any of those things that you're by right now caught on fire, and the fire department had to come out here, would you want the fire department to go and spray water inside of this pond before they come spray water on the thing that's on fire next to you? I think not. And that's all we're saying. We're not taking away from other lives. We just understand that Black lives in America has a fire, an unnecessary fire, but a fire that is on the lives of Black Americans. And so when we say Black Lives Matter, all we're saying is, hey, we need your water and we need your support over here because this is where the fire lies. I also want to say this. Let me continue to teach and speak facts. Blue lives matter. If you want to say that, fine. Say it. That's your opinion. That's your perception. But I want you to understand that Blue Lives Matter did not exist until Black Lives Matter. You know why? Because they wanted it to make it into a race thing. Because here's the thing. If you notice something about Blue Lives Matter, is racist people stand behind it. You want to know why? I'm about to speak nothing but facts today, guys. You can go look it for yourself. When America started getting rid of Confederate flags because they understood that there was a hate symbol, the racists, the Confederates, the white supremacists decided, hey, we need another flag that we can put on something else, but it's actually for us, but we're still in the good to spread that flag around. So they decided, we're going to make an American flag with a blue line on it. And now that flag, when you see it, you may think of the cops. But in all actuality, and like I said, this is not my opinion, this is facts that you can go search for yourself, that's the new flag to replace the Confederate flag. So, again, Blue Lives Matter didn't exist until Black people started standing up for their lives, and then they said, hey, let's take this, turn it into a racist thing, even though that's not what Black people's intentions are, and we're not going to go around saying white people this and white people that. We're just going to say Blue Lives Matter, because we know that if we can make these group of people look bad in the face of everybody else, when Black people start speaking truth and start showing the reality of things, nobody is going to believe them because we have already made Black lives look crazy and look bad. That's why when some people say, or when I say Black Lives Matter, they say that you're a terrorist organization. No, I'm not. I'm a Black person that's right here that comes to the same Hill Lake Park that you do not recognize, who break dances all around this park all the time and don't bother nobody. I'm not a terrorist. To be honest with you, I served this great country in the Air Force. And it didn't matter the color of your skin. I was protecting everybody for real. So, I could continue to go on and state you facts, but I want you to go and research what I said today. Look it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself. If nothing else, the main thing that I want everybody to try and attempt to do is, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror or in your selfie camera, on your Snapchat, on your Instagram, and I want you to reflect what's inside of you, your insecurities, the things that you don't like about yourself. And then you know what I want you to do? I want you to appreciate who you are and show love to yourself. After that, it's easier to show love to somebody else that you don't know. So after you reflect upon yourself, go to a black brother or a black sister, go to a person of non-color, have a conversation with them. Ask them real questions. Let them know that you care. Give them a chance by giving yourself a chance to understand. You won't understand everything completely, but at least you can try to learn. Once you learn, I'm not saying become another person and turn away from the views that you already have, but use what you learned to compare your opinion and perception about that person and be real with yourself. And I guarantee you, if you really show the love that you show yourself to somebody else, and then you give opportunities to learn about that person and that culture, you'll see that your perception may be wrong or can change to be better, even if you have a good perception already. With that said, I just want to say that I am black and I am proud. When I was born, I didn't have a choice whether I came into this world or not. It just happened. I didn't have a choice what color my skin was. I didn't have a choice where I grew up. None of that. But we all have a choice right now because we all have a mind that we can use on our own to make a decision and say, you know what? Instead of thriving off of love, I'm going to make myself happier. Instead of thriving off of hate, instead of thriving off of hate, I'm going to make myself happier by thriving off of love. And not just for myself, but to somebody else. One more time, to all my black people, I just want to say, I appreciate you, I love you. I appreciate your skin that you're in. Wear your crowns and hold your head high. Stay strong. Walk tall. Because your life really does matter. And to everybody else, I appreciate you too. Because without people of other colors helping people who look like me, some of the things that we've accomplished and we've done wouldn't have been possible. And if we want real change, we have to show real love. So just like I love my people, I'll show love to you too. With that said, I hope that you've listened and that you've learned. And if nothing else, that you take the things, the facts that I've brought to your attention and research it for yourself. If you want to continue to learn and know more information, I am not doing this for a following. I could care less. I am not doing this for numbers because I'm just about out here by myself. But if you want to continue to learn more, you can go to my website, which is etceterabiz.com. That is ETCETERABIZ.com. All of my social links are there, and I guarantee you I have plenty of things and plenty of ways to teach you, to show you love, but at the same time, to learn and receive love from you as well. Austin and Mill Lake Park, thank you so much for your time. This concludes Etcetera's silent protest.
So, Austin, Texas, guys. Mueller Lake Park, Denzel, otherwise known as etc., is here to silently protest. He invited everyone, but today there was a lot of overlapping events, and the other organizations, when they finished, went home, I believe, you know, because I think the other event ended as soon as this one started. Either way, you know, alone or not, he felt strongly about, you know, marching and making his voice heard. So, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. He's willing to answer some of your questions, and we got time, so ask away.
What else was going on tonight? I didn't see.
There was a march organized by the Star Power Black Collective on the other side of Congress Bridge, pretty much in that area where Riverside and Congress meet. And then before that, there was a Second Amendment Unity March.
Oh, that's right. That happened.
Yeah.
Did you go from
Someone says hi. Denzel.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Someone wants to know your age, but I don't think it's relevant to the movement. I think they have other intentions.
My age is close to yours. Give or take.
What's your sign and your interest?
Someone just took interest in you, Denzel, but a little more than.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey, you can look me up on my website, etceterabiz.com.
Great.
Thank you guys so much for your love and your support. Be sure to share the stream. I appreciate y'all. Like, I can feel y'all love, man. Like, if nothing else, I know you guys show a lot of love. You know, there's even people on my stream who don't agree with everything that goes on, but they respect the fact that I try to bring out facts and try to teach people, and also that I'm open to other people's opinions and thoughts. So I appreciate all of you guys.
Denzel, you have a visitor.
Thank you so much. What's your name? Danae? That's a beautiful name. I'm Denzel. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Who are you with? Right there? I'm gonna go speak to you.
This child mentioned that she was inspired by his speech, or that she really liked his speech. I'm not sure if I heard right, but it was along those lines. I just came to talk to him and.
So you're telling me about the march earlier. That went okay. Everything's cool.
Yeah, everything went well. It was actually escorted by APD, so.
Yeah, they did that last time. They did that 5 years ago. Boy.
Y'all take care. Getting a lot of love out here, y'all. Even when I was walking, you know, I'm not with as many people as I'm usually am, but you know, I got a lot of love from people. You know, walking around, and even after my speech, like I can see people across the lake and everything, and I can feel the love, man. So I really appreciate people understanding. Anyway, man, I'm here for questions. Anybody who has a question, I'm here to.
Yeah, let me see if I can find any questions. I don't think I've seen any yet, besides your age and your relationship status.
My relationship status?
What
Single as single can be.
what did the little girl tell you?
Oh, she just came to me and she said that was a beautiful speech.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I asked for her name. She said it was your name. I said that's a beautiful name, which it is. One of my favorite names, actually. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, the kids know what's going on too, man. They may not everything 100%, but they definitely have an understanding of what's going on. So, and usually, guys, if you don't know, there's usually in my silent protest, like I said today, it was just a lot going on. But there's usually families out here with their kids and everything. So I appreciate everybody who's watching, and I appreciate everybody who wanted to come too.
Could you tell us a little bit about what happened today, like a recap, like a summary?
Yeah. So pretty much, I got out here. I'm out here at Austin and Muir Lake Park. I got out here and doing my silent protest. I started off with a quick announcement to let everybody know, hey, look, I'm gonna be walking around, starting this silent protest. I don't want to disturb your peace. I don't want to change your opinions. I just want to spread my message, and hopefully you learn something and decide for yourself, you know. But after that, I made a big, pretty much walk around the park, came back to where I started, and then I gave another speech just here recently. So.
And you know, what's something that you hope to achieve with you know, etc., your brand, and you know, when are you planning more of these protests? I know those are two different questions, but
so no. So as far as with etc., guys, I'm actually taking a big leap of faith. I am actually quitting my job so I can focus completely on my brand. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not have the financial stability to do that, but I definitely have faith from the work that I know I will put in. And you know, I don't know if you guys believe in God, but I definitely do. So prayers to Him, and hopefully
how can people support you?
Go out. You can support me. Actually, I just put some of these in my pocket. I can show you while I tell you. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can find me on social media, and you can support me on my website, or you can donate directly to me on Venmo and Cash App at ETCVM. Again, that's Venmo and Cash App at ETCVM, or you can do it on PayPal or Google Pay at poeticbiz, as in B-I-Z, the number 7 at gmail.com. Again, that's PayPal and Google Pay at poeticbiz, as in B-I-Z, the number 7 at gmail.com.
And you're welcome for finding out about the Google Pay, please.
Thank you so much.
And what are some of your aspirations like with the business? And when are you going to protest again? But first, tell me when the next protest is.
So actually, I do not know when the next protest is going to be. I was going to make an announcement that my protest actually may cease and then start back. But when I say cease as far as protesting, the things I'm going to be doing for black people and for the people in Austin and stuff like that is not going to cease, but the protesting may cease. Now that's just a maybe. It really depends. It really depends. So I don't know a date yet, but if nothing else, it'll probably be in 2 weeks again, and I'll definitely let you guys know, like by next week sometime, when the next protest is. So be sure to follow me on Facebook and also other social media platforms to know.
What are your aspirations with etc.? Like, how do you see yourself helping the black community?
So as far as with etc., first thing is I'm a firm believer of helping people and giving first before I even think about receiving anything. I'm not even worried about receiving. But I do know that the only way I can help other people is if I have things to help them. So first I have to help myself. I'm gonna start my business off with fitness because I love fitness, and I feel like fitness is a good way to help change lives, especially even in the black community, because statistically and realistically, I know, and just like science says, black people are some of the worst when it comes to obesity, and I want to help anybody who's willing to change their life into fitness. But from there, I'm going to build fitness, and I'm going to branch out into different things. Once I start getting more money in, I'm gonna branch out into different things to have different incomes. And along the way, just like I've been doing now with just the income that I'm getting from working and nothing else, I've still been helping people. And along with the help of you guys giving through your donations, even during the protests, I was I was able to help the homeless people out here, and one particular homeless person who's been protesting out here with us. I think we raised like $800 and some dollars within an hour or so, just like that, man. So I'm going to continue to do that as I'm building. Like I said, not just my people, not just for black people, but for everybody, because the homeless person I initially was raising the money for is white. So, you know, I have love for everybody, and I'm here to help everybody, you know, and to teach. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. You know, I'm going to use what I have, I'm going to use the resources that I have, and I'm going to use the knowledge that I have to continue to teach and help my people, as well as everybody else who's willing to show love and to learn.
And why'd you decide to do a silent protest?
I wanted to do a silent protest because, first of all, this was an idea that I had since the protest had started, and along with other ideas. And as far as the silent protest, I wanted to do it especially now because it had came a time to where the APD, which is Austin Police, they just started arresting everybody for any and everything. It don't matter what it was, even if it was nothing. And I said, man, you know, the protesters are really feeling the heat from not just the police, but from people who are against them and stuff like that, and people who are unwilling to have an open mind and to listen and learn. And I said, you know, I want to do a silent protest, not just for the people of Austin, so they can see what we're really, the message we're really trying to bring, but also so that the protesters in Austin can have a break and a breather to actually enjoy and still protest without having to look over their backs to see if they're going to get pepper spray or ran over by a horse or put in handcuffs just because they're crossing the street when the sign says they can cross the street, you know, or taking pictures on the sidewalk or whatever. So it was really not just for the people of Austin, but for the protesters in Austin to have a break from the protest that's been going on downtown and all the madness and craziness, even though we haven't really done anything to be violent.
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
Earlier you were talking about how kids today you thought were, you know, aware, painfully aware of what's going on. But, do you think it's bubbling up more so now that they're more aware than, say, you were at her age?
Oh yeah. It's definitely bubbling up more now because first of all, people who are my age now, we are the ones who are really pushing this because we really have taken the time out to find out about our history for real, not just what we were taught in school. And then at the same time, we're making it just a generational thing to pass that, what we know, down to our kids. So I know that the kids who are coming up now, they really know more and have a better understanding, even when I did. Because to be honest with you, when I was a child, majority of my friends were white. Majority of my friends were white. And my dad, he used to tell me certain things, and my parents aren't racist at all, but they just made sure that I knew what the world was for what it really is, and they made sure I knew. They said, hey, you know, I don't want to scare you, but one day you're going to come to the realization that everybody who's not your color don't like you, you know? Even if they play it, you know, show it in your face, they don't like you. And thankfully, the white friends that I did have as a child, I'm still friends with them now. But, you know, like I said, I didn't think racism was a real thing when I was a child.
Where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up in Louisiana, northern Louisiana, actually, where actually
really
the racism is really real, but I really didn't deal with it that way, partly because I was sheltered because of my parents, more so my mom, and then another part is just because the people I hung around, like, even as a child, I was mature, so I didn't hang around just anybody. I hang around. I picked good friends, so you know. So I'm thankful for that, but you know, eventually, you know, as I became a teenager, I'm like, wow, it is real. And from one thing led to the next, and you know, like I said, so I do understand when some people feel like, oh, racism isn't like that, but it's just because you haven't experienced it, and just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean that it's not out there, and doesn't mean that it's not real. So, but I really believe that this is the even more of a chance to make all of this change for the better, you know, not just for black people, but for everybody, man. So
absolutely, well, I appreciate what you've done so far, and I think you've got some good work ahead, some good ideas on the plate. I was thinking of, you said doing some, exercise program.
Yeah.
We call it Black Bodies Matter.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate your support too. Like,
No problem.
I really do. Like, it really means a lot. So thank you so
I'm
much.
glad I got to make it out. It's my birthday today, so I wanted to make it out
What?
here first for my birthday.
Oh man!
Happy
Now we're
birthday.
gonna go see Little Music over at Central Market.
Oh, okay.
Eat some dinner.
Okay. Well, I really hope you enjoy
Y'all aren't
yourself.
going anywhere.
And
Next.
hey, I'm going to give you a mask if you don't mind.
Oh, I'd love
You know,
one.
since it's your birthday, I'm gonna give you a mask. Do you like pink? I see you got pink on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll give you a pink mask.
Okay.
So
I used to do the code pink thing back in the day. So
Oh,
we
yeah?
always dressed in pink.
Yeah.
Threw pink slips at all the assholes.
Well, be sure to message me.
Okay.
That way I can figure out how I can get that mask to you.
Will do.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
So, one last time, etc. Who are you? What are you doing? In short, just any last comments, and then some people jumped on since you last spoke, and so just a quick
Okay.
reminder.
So I am etc. That's what I've been going by out here, but you can call me Denzel. Etc. is my brand. Let me make this clear. Etc. was not made or built for protesting. I just want a brand that people can know and look at to see that, hey, if nothing else, I know this brand actually cares not just about black people, but about everybody who's trying to be a good person in this world. So I'm just out here protesting for my people because Black lives do matter, and we are not getting the justice that we need, and we're not getting the peace that we deserve. I'm not out here to bash anybody. I'm only out here to teach, and at the end of the day, if you don't believe me, you can go watch my videos, you can go and listen to me talk, my podcast, whatever, and you can see that that's what I'm out here for. With that said, I did a silent protest today. I feel like it went well. It wasn't that many people, but I'm not out here for the people. I'm out here to spread a message, and I can see all over the park that people definitely learned something today, and if they didn't learn something, they had respect for what I was doing, and I appreciate everybody, no matter what they thought. I appreciate them anyway for taking the time to listen, because if nothing else, I know you heard my voice with this microphone.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Denzel. Take care, and if you have anything else to say, please do, but otherwise, we should be good to go.
Yeah, all I gotta say, guys, one more time, if you can, please follow me. You can go to my website, all of my social media links are on there, or you can just follow me on Facebook, Instagram, I got Twitter, I got Anchor FM on, I got TikTok, all of that. So follow me if you would, if you can. I got a lot of things on the way, and support me if you can as well. I appreciate you guys so much. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and yeah, thank you guys so much again. I am etc. and thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
All right.
So guys, that was etc's march today.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, fam.
We should be good to go tonight. The sun is coming down. It is a chilly day in Austin. Not really chilly. I'd say 75, 76 degrees outside. The ducks are pretty. The environment is peaceful. And life is good. Always. No matter how hard it is. Thank you for your support, guys. It's been difficult, this isn't easy work, and doing it right certainly is even harder than just doing it carelessly, and things happen and it takes time to figure things out and whatnot, but we're still unbiased, we're still independent, and we're still here. And unbiased just means that I don't record with a particular bias or an agenda, that I'm not here to tell you what to think, and that I don't record with the intention to convince you of a particular idea. That is your job, not mine. And that is one of the biggest problems with America. It's just that most of everyone has now developed opinions based on what the opinions have told them, based on the opinions they've read on mainstream media. It's no longer about information, it's about profit. So I'm not about profit. I don't make money from this. All your donations go literally straight back into the stream. Anyone who tells you otherwise is ridiculous and thinks that I have more money than I really do. But again, thank you guys for being part of this mission to bring, you know, unfiltered, raw journalism, and there's a lot of considerations, but I'm dedicated to the mission that I started, and I started like this for a reason. I think communication is important for relationships, you know, like whatever relationship you're in, communicate, and don't forget that I love you. So have a good one. This is where I say sweet nothings for a long time, although it's kind of awkward because people are staring at me at the moment, but I love you guys regardless. So later, Gators.